All right, hello and welcome everybody to Trackalicious' Monday Rookie Series here. It's round 2 at Immola. Hope everyone is having a great night tonight. I am late. I'm also Mike Nause, but besides that, I am late and I apologize for that. But we are here nonetheless. We're in the qualifying session. About 7 minutes left to go in qualifying, so we have already been through the first session, which is the odd number plates, even number plates have gone through. We are currently with the odd number plates. And as we're just getting everything set up, because like I said, I'm not late whatsoever, but we're here. Hope everyone's having a great night. Currently following along with Kevin Rivera here on board. Not really because I chose to, just mainly because it happened. But hey, we're here. Kevin Rivera getting ready to come into the final turn. I'm not sure if he has started his lap or not. I would imagine so. We are about 6 minutes left into qualifying. It's pros then rookies. Oh, okay. Got it. So we are seeing the rookie plates, the red numbers, out on track here. In that case, Kevin Rivera qualifying into P20 after that lap. Charles Wembley here in P28 for now. Let's see here. Kyle Hampshire is going to be leading the way here in P1. P2 is going to be Bob Robson, and P3 to TJ Washed. In terms of AMs, let's see, where do we have our first AM placing? Oh, they're kind of all spread out right now, so we'll find out. Now is not the time. Justin Seckham here up into P9. Nice lap from him. And I didn't download the liveries in time, so apologies to anyone that this livery looks like I do have. But apologies to anyone who didn't get, or I don't have their updated liveries for this week. Like I said, this is kind of, you know, not late at all. But yeah, Justin Seckham here in P9 as we're following along with him. Miss you too, Blue. Where are you at? Are you in this call? Yes, you're down in P21 right now. You're in the pro split. All right. Good effort. Cass, welcome. And I think I need to turn the sound up a little bit. I think I lowered that last time. Yes, I did. There we go. The purr of that engine roll in here. Let me know if that's too loud, guys. But I think we should be... I think I lowered it at the end of last race for some reason. What's going on here with Jeremy Cubbage? Jeremy Cubbage starting his lap. Currently down in P15, the Noobs Are Us car. And just getting a couple final things set up. And hop on board with Jeremy Cubbage here while we wait. Come through Tosa. Now heading up the hill into Piratella. Yeah, Jose Guzman down there in P6. Holy cow, Muff with a 2-month subscription. What's up, boys? How's it going, Muff? Thank you very much for the subscription. Hope you're having a great night tonight. And thanks to everyone for being here, of course. Nah, you're slow. Jose, sorry, you're slow. That Bush, Kyle Bush, ended up getting by you here. Kyle Bush up into P4. I appreciate it, Carlos. Thank you for being in the qualifying session down here in P14. As well in the pro split. Lovely is a word. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Blue. Much appreciated. Luis Castro up into, or excuse me, Kevin Rivera up into P5. Pushing Jose Guzman down into P7, so even slower. I got the rookie names. Okay, I don't actually. I had last season's rookies' names down by the end of it, though. So, if anything, I should have these names down by the end of the season at the very least. Which is not really the most useful. But we will we'll just push that aside. No, I got the Guzman's down. That's not an issue. Yo, me boble. Yo, my baby. Yes, quite. Thank you for the pronunciation guide, Blue. Or blah. Nailed it. I thought so. I thought so. Blue, you got faith in yourself in this race tonight? You're already pushed down to P28 here in the Ginetta. See where you end up by the end of this one. John Hawley here going to be coming across the line at 410 AMG. Currently down in P22, going to stay in P22. Well, Eric won't come in there to yell at you guys if you don't crash. So if you don't do what happened in race 1 of the Enduro, we're all going to be good. Just be better than our endurance drivers. Zero faith in yourself? Yikes. Who's that on track? There we go. That's Lincoln here. Currently down in P28. If you crash out, you're more than welcome to, Blue. But also, I would like to encourage you to stay in this race. Because, you know, you got a race. Had no comments about volume, so I'm assuming we're all good there. Do a quick grid rundown. Let's see if we can get a good camera angle on the liveries. That's good enough. Ish. Kinda. Not really. Nah, that's the best we got. Alright. So, starting here in P1 for what I feel like is second time around. I'm not sure where Kyle Hampshire started last time, but he is now starting in pole position. Number 97 Maserati here. Starting pole on the grid. Landing up next to him is going to be Bob Robson, the 39 McLaren. Kevin Rivera in P3. Hampshire Fopple. Excuse me, mispronunciation. Kevin Rivera in P3. TJ Washed in P4. Kyle Busch in P5. Luis Castro in P6. Jose Guzman in P7. Justin Seckham in P8. We have Dario Maltini? Yes, Maltini. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, Dario is going to be in P9. Reggie King in P10. Charles Wembley in P11. Mike Burkov in P12. Kamal is going to be down in P13. I know I had a pronunciation guide on his name. I figured it was wrong. Is it just Martini? The D is silent. Sounds good. That's easy enough to remember. Kamal is going to be down here in P13. Potts Weaver in P14. George Elmer in P15. Carlos Guzman in P16. Shooty, how's it going, brother? Jeremy Cubbage in P17. Ricardo Sapien in P18. George Shooty. Casey Shooty there in chat. His son, George Shooty, down in P19. We have Tansky in P20. Patty Doring in P21. John Hawley in P22. Daniel Versosa in P23. Niall Schleter in P24. Chase Donnelly down in P25. Stephen Henson, in P26. John Donnelly in P27. Seth Lincoln in P28. My boy Blue down here in P29. Eric Gossian in P30. Patrick Malesa in P31. Stephen Tomzik in P32. Omar Ashraf in P33. Alexander in P34. Gaines Madsen in P35. Rookie F in P36. And bringing up the back, we have JP May in the number 37 BMW. Car is now getting underway. Kyle Hampshire, first one to set off. And here the other cars getting underway. Take a look at some of these liveries. Like I said, I didn't get the latest livery pack, which I do apologize for. Just unfortunately, timing didn't work out on this one. Lots of Maseratis on the grid here tonight. Love to see it. That was the wrong button. Meant to click that one. Get a quick drink of water here before get too far underway into the formation lap. We do have 20 minutes on the clock here. No pit stop requirements for this race. Drivers will be pushing as hard as they can the entire time. Essentially, sprint race, more or less. So drivers going to be taking up as much ground as they can as soon as they can. Lots of Maseratis. Most of the Maseratis you see here, not all, but most, are going to be pro drivers. Kyle Hampshire here. Pro driver, has proved his worth in that category for sure over the course of these past few months. Bob Robson, very comfortable in that McLaren. Not quite match the pace of Kyle Hampshire here at Imola tonight. Kevin Rivera in P3. TJ Washed in P4. And Kyle Busch in P5. All of these guys could be challenging for that race lead. Even Luis Castro, I would say, and Jose Guzman, but be a bit of work from them. Justin Seckham here will be pushing along as well in that BMW. Kevin Rivera, though, in the rookie category, red plate, did manage to qualify in P3, so what a race, or what a qualifying from him if he is actually a rookie. But that pace, though, not quite. The grid, though, I should say, the grid is quite spread out. At least in terms of red plates and white plates, lots of separation between both of them, but that doesn't matter at this point, as these cars are now lined up 2x2 nose arc formation here, coming down the start finish straight. Kyle Hampshire leading the way right now. Bob Robson close behind. We'll see if he can manage to get the jump on him here as we go around the first bend, or last bend. And we're green here at Immola underway, heading down to the Tamburello chicane. It's a really good start from Bob Robson, putting heavy pressure on to Kyle Hampshire. Kyle Hampshire going side by side into T1 here. Late on the brakes is Bob Robson, but not late enough. It looks like actually takes the inside line, is going to keep that advantage along the way. I don't see too many collisions. Actually, I take that back. There is a collision in the back. Stephen Henson, John Hawley involved, Patty Doring as well. We see three wide action, though. This is very interesting here. And it does look like Bob Robson takes the lead there. Kevin Rivera right behind, taking it and running off into the gravel, giving the position back to Kyle Hampshire. TJ Washed taking advantage there as well. Luis Castro slipped into fourth position in that meantime. Looking a bit further back, we see P7 battling, well, not with really anyone. Side-by-side action, though, with Kamal and George Elmer, that is. Is it? No, that's not. That's Potts Weaver and Kamal, excuse me. And that Camaro is off onto the grass. That is not the optimal line that's going to put him under pressure. George Elmer there now going to be under heavy pressure from the Mercedes coming into Aqua Minerale. Does manage to keep the advantage, though, into the turn complex. Side-by-side action up ahead from the McLaren and the AMG. AMG should have the advantage coming into the next hairpin Variante Alta. Oh, but there's contact, and Potts Weaver does have a bit of a moment that's going to give the position, and we see a Mercedes in the grass as well. That's Jose Guzman. But side-by-side action, Camaro and AMG. This is going to be raw V8 horsepower. Who's going to take the advantage inside line here for the Camaro? And a big send from the, is that the Aston Martin? That's a Maserati from behind. Losing out on a couple positions, it looks like. And Kamal does secure the position for now. And we see yellow flag Patrick Malace. What has happened again? See if I can catch it. I don't know if I can. I think I might be a little bit too late. Actually, looks like I will. Off into the grass there is a BMW and makes contact. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Oh, and then a head-on and a rear end. Absolutely hate to see it there. And I think Niall Schlieder has had a moment. What's happened to Niall Schlieder and Ricardo Sapien? Now Schlieder going slow. We see a little bit of argy-bargy action, some bumping and oh, and Niall Schlieder having a tank slapper into the side of Potts Weaver there and ends up going head straight into the barrier. That's going to put a decent amount of damage, and Niall Schlieder losing out on a good amount of positions there. Up in the lead, we do see Kyle Hampshire and Bob Robson still battling it out. Kyle Hampshire not wanting to give up whatsoever, pushing as hard as he can. Luis Castro has fallen behind just a bit. TJ Washed looking to find a bit of action in the front, but also trying to defend from behind. Kevin Rivera here. Heavy pressure from behind from Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch bit late on the brakes there, deep into the final turn complex. Does manage to keep it under control, though, get a decent exit onto the start-finish straight. Should manage to hold his position for now. We do see the 11 car off into the grass. That's Gain Madsen, excuse me. Oh no, that's a massive bit of contact. Unfortunately, Kevin Rivera shunted into from behind and sent into a car in front of him. We see Dario as well getting involved and pulling off to the side, unfortunately, and losing out just massively. Extremely costly mistake there from Dario. Hate to see that, honestly. I'm not mistaken, I think Jose Guzman did just seal the overtake there on Steven Tomzik. Didn't quite see that. A little bit of side-by-side action. Chase Donnelly here under pressure from Daniel Versosa from behind. Maserati looking to make a move. Hey, Chase Donnelly support here in chat. Where is Chase? Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm on him. I knew that. I definitely knew that. Chase Donnelly here. A rookie surrounded by pros. Tansky and Versosa both in the white plate class. Chase Donnelly in the red plate class, but showing his worth nonetheless and why he belongs there. And he absolutely clobbered that curb through Variante Alta. But that Porsche not bothered whatsoever by it. Jose Guzman under threat from Steven Tomzik behind. Steven Tomzik going to try to get a run onto the start-finish straight and maybe into Tamburello. If he can get a good enough run here. I don't see much defensive moves. And that's my boy Blue, excuse me, I should say. My boy Blue not making a defensive move and almost letting Jose Guzman by. Jose Guzman down the inside here of T1. Gets the job done. Didn't look like my boy Blue wanted to put up much of a fight there. Down to P22 goes my boy Blue. Up to P21 for Jose Guzman. And Potts Weaver here going to be trying to make a move into Aqua Minerale. A very, no, excuse me, not Aqua Minerale. What is it? Piratella. But that is not really the spot you want to be going side by side with someone. Bit of train of cars there. 17 car is back in the pits, unfortunately. The 17 car being... I am not sure. Ooh, Eric Gakassian and Dario involved in a little bit of an incident, it looks like here. What happened? Go back and check it out. Looks like Dario pressuring Eric Gakassian here. In through Aqua Minerale, and Eric Gakassian has a big step out of the rear end. And unfortunately, car behind not ready for that and gets caught out. Jose Guzman and Steven Tomzik have been involved in an incident along with John Donnelly. What has happened here? Let's go back if I can. Need to figure out a better way to do that. Oh no! That's just a really look like one self-inflicted error into a bit of a chain that unfortunately wasn't avoided. Near impossible too. I mean, you're basically just a passenger at that point. But John Donnelly, a victim of that indeed. Cal Hampshire up here in P2, still pressuring Bob Robson, not giving up at all. Take a look from the first person. He looks fairly comfortable. He's just pushing along. He doesn't need to over push the car. It was a little bit sloppy through Alta, but he can get away with that for right now as he definitely has the pace over Bob Robson, but he just cannot quite get by. And Jeremy Cubbage here trying to make a move on to Reggie King. Reggie King defending as hard as he can in the Audi. We'll probably have to concede that position here at some point, but you never know. Only 10 minutes left in the race. That should give a good opportunity here to Jeremy Cubbage. Jeremy Cubbage looking quite superior. Lap time wise, we do actually see a 153 from Reggie King last lap, 156 and a 155.5 from Jeremy Cubbage, though that I don't think is totally representative of the times, as I'm not sure what traffic Jeremy Cubbage had on the previous lap. Bit of a three-way battle here for P4. Yeah, it is. Kyle Busch holding up Justin Seckham and Charles Wembley, not too far behind either. Bit of a ways left to go in this race, 9.5 minutes. Just over halfway through this first race. We do have a second race, so make sure you guys don't go anywhere for that. Oh my, that was trivial overtake there from Jose Guzman. I was hoping it would be a little bit more exciting, but that's all right. George Allmer battling with Carlos Guzman still. This would be for P8 currently, though the AMG is looking quite solid against the Camaro. Bit of side-by-side action here. Jared Secca. Oh, Professor Cronotis at the stop-go 30 down in P38. That is last place, so that will not affect his position. Oh, and that's all three cars taking an alternative line into the rally route. That's monkey see, monkey do at its finest. Kyle Busch deciding to take to the gravel because he thought his tires had just too much traction. And it turns out Jared Seckham and Charles Wembley decided to agree. We'll see if we see a move here from either of these two car pairings. We see the 42 car of Professor Cronotis off to the side there. Action has subsided a little bit. Kevin Rivera here still pressuring on to Potts Weaver. Actually, I said that. Seth Lincoln battling along here with Ricardo Sapien. Had the distance closed a good bit, but has Rookie F on his tail. Has to look both in front of him and in his rearview mirror. Be quite the challenge if he can hold that off. Only 6.5 minutes to go. But only 6.5 minutes is the difference between a race, well, first place finish and a last place finish, which is a terrible comparison, but it's true. Justin Seckham and Kyle Busch here going side by side. We go through the final corner. Jared Seckham does secure the position that will give the slipstream to Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch will be trying to go for it into T1, but is a bit too far back. That should put him under pressure from Wembley. We'll see if Wembley can manage anything here. Doesn't look like it. And these cars not helping each other's times too much. Drive-through penalty there from Kyle Busch. Stop go 30 from Professor Kanoda still. Heavy pressure on Jared second. Take a look here at, where did I see that? That was TJ Wash. TJ Wash actually side by side a little bit there, just momentarily with Wembley. As all the drivers are going to get by the car in the pits there. And unfortunately, that person in the pits was, oh no! Just the smallest bit of contact between TJ Wash and Carlos Guzman unsettles both of their cars, sends them just on a little bit of a drift. And unfortunately, neither of them were gaining traction in time to stay on the track. They both end up in the gravel trap, having to rejoin the track. Really, really unfortunate indeed. Another yellow flag from Kyle Busch. I think that's just a visual bug. Patty Doring here, down here in P30, putting heavy pressure onto P29 of Eric Gossian. Eric Gossian here, our fearless Trackalicious, well, not representative, but, you know, leader, I guess. Some Mike Clutch calls him. Not sure if that's necessarily applicable. 2 cars in the pits now. And I would imagine with 3 minutes left on the clock, they are not scheduled stops. I have a feeling that it's either out of desperation or giving up at this point. Though I do not think Eric Gossian will be giving up, as he is in quite the position now. Schlieder, though, what has happened here? He's facing the barrier and has a large chunk of damage on his car. Was he assisted into the barrier, or did he manage to find it himself? Let's see. I think I didn't go back. Oh, I did go back. Oh, he did it all himself. This is a sad impact. Just one of those ones that there's basically nothing you can do. George Schutte side by side here with Tansky. Milos Tansky does get the job done for now. Oh, but what? George Elmer there before the final entrance of Ravazza 1, or after it, just manages to sail right by. Well, that's the position for George Elmer. George Elmer up to P14. Getting his race boots on for sure. Cars spread all over the track right now. Small gaps forming. But not really too much to do any sort of hot lap or, well, anything really. At least that involves time in the day. Seth Lincoln down in P24. Leaders on the final lap. That's going to be Luis Castro. Huh? Okay. Bob Robinson in P2. How did Luis get to first? And how is he so far ahead of Bob Robinson? But Kyle Hampshire in third. Potts Weaver battling side by side with the Camaro here. Gonna be against George Elmer. All of these cars looking to have a little bit of a move, but being as patient as they can. Only a few more corners to go till they get to the checkered flag. They need to make that move quick if they are going to. I don't think they're going to, though. I think Pottsweaver here is going to be satisfied with the position that he's going to be coming home in. And it'll be P8, I would imagine, here for Pottsweaver. Ooh, and that's really wide to Aqua Minerale. What the heck? Is that Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch, who was on the final lap, has dropped down. And the leader now has finished the race. That's Luis Castro finishing in P1. Bob Robson in P2. Kyle Hampshire not far behind whatsoever in P3. Justin Seckham a bit further behind down into P4. It's going to be a 15-second deficit. And Charles Wembley, I don't know why I always say that, comes across the line, side by side there with, not sure who that is, Kevin Rivera though. Actually, I think that's Kevin Rivera. Kevin Rivera down in P8, Carlos Guzman in P9, Jeremy Cubbage in P10, Mike Burkhoff P11, Reggie King in P12, we have TJ Washed in P13, George Schutte in P14, Milos Tansky in P15, Daniel Versosa in P16, Chase Donnelly P17, my boy Blue in P18, John Hawley P19, Steven Tomzik P20. There's a lot of trophies to go through. I'm not going to go through all of them. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was quite fun. Field drivers across the line, I think. Couple. Stephen Henson being the final one to do so. But don't go anywhere, guys. There still is one more race after this. We'll have another qualifying session followed up by another race. And with 38 drivers on track, should be getting underway with that fairly soon, now that we are at the end of the session. Eric Cossi in there with a reminder in chat to take it easy on lap 1, please. It's the truest statement anyone has ever said.
Go, go, go.
That's Bob Robson there in the McLaren coming out onto track, followed up by an Audi of some sort. I don't know whose. Like at all, but that's okay. A lot more cars coming out on track now. Bob Robson, Reggie King, Kyle Hampshire, Tansky, Washed, Professor Kronos, and my boy Blue all out on track right now, getting ready to set a lap. The AM plates going out there first. And followed up, it will be the pros. Should be quite the scrap here in the qualifying session as long as the race, interestingly enough. Ah. Go mixed. If you think that was intense, you got to get in here on these leagues, because these leagues are so extremely fun. It doesn't matter which one you join. The community is just so competitive, and not even competitive, it's so balanced, and yet just very comfortable. Yeah, that's pretty good, Kevin. I have no idea what to tell you. That's all right. Mixed. Real life comes first. Real life comes first. I know it's fairly inconvenient for me as well. For example, today, starting the stream late. That was part of a result of that. I don't want real life to come first either. Growing up sucks. Just let me stay young forever. Unfortunately, it don't work like that. Awesome. Mixed shouting out his mom, dad, wife, and best friends. Absolute homie. Shouting out all the homies. Respect. Eric, I don't know what you mean by that, but are you saying that you should race rather than spend time with your kids? Because that's what I'm understanding from that, and I wholeheartedly agree. No, not really, but still. I don't have kids, so I can say that. The benefits of being young, everyone. You don't have children. This is a bit of a cluster here in the qualifying session. Definitely going to be affected by dirty air. GT4 is not caring about dirty air too much, but these three Maseratis, though, definitely very fond of each other. Or rather, two Maseratis and a Porsche. All right, Mixed, good luck. Hope you have a good time in your quali and get a decent position. Where in this qualifying session, we will be going down to the 10-minute mark. Then we will see the pro plates, the white plates, come into the pits after that 10-minute mark. So the 10-minute flag will be essentially the checkered flag for them. And then we will run down to the checkered flag with the amateur drivers. Some of the AM drivers have been shown to be extremely rapid, honestly. Quite a few drivers starting the lap here. We'll have about 2 more laps to get out. Let's see, what's lap time looking? 151.3 in Kyle Hampshire is going to be the fastest lap for right now. They should have time for 2 more laps, assuming they can cross the flag soon. Hey, thank you, Holly. Much appreciated. Thanks for participating in these races. Steve, John Holly, where are you at right now? Down here in P33 right now. In that number 410 AMG. Soon to come out on track. Kyle Hampshire, though, going to be trying to challenge for pole position as he just kind of had it snatched from here. Let's get the actual relevant HUD up, which I forgot to do. Bob Robson on pole position for right now. 151.2 from him. 1/10 off of pole is going to be Kyle Hampshire, but Kyle Hampshire comes across the line and steals that pole position by a good margin there. 3/10 nearly. Luis Castro down in P3 has nothing to answer to that, basically, which is extremely impressive. see. Bob Robson here. Not sure where he is. There he is. Actually knocked down a P2. So Bob Robson hasn't actually had a pole position for a while, I feel like. Kyle Hampshire been dominating these pole positions in the rookie series for the past few races. And it looks like he's also on an improvement this lap. Jump on board with him. Listen to the sweet, sweet sound of that Maserati. So far, still improving on his time. A few more corners to go till he comes across the checkered flag. No traffic in front of him. This will be basically to secure his pole position lap for right now. He will have time for another lap. And maybe one more if he really wants it. No, he won't have time for another. Just one more lap. Coming across the line, though, he will be improving his time. 1.56. Bob Robson here in the pits. Reggie King down in third position, about a second and 5/10 off the pole. Mike Burkhoff not far behind him. Luis Castro as well. And my thing is messed up, so let's do that. Hopefully that didn't mess anything else up. It did not. Lovely. Ball coming across the line right now, currently in P6, stays in P6, but has one more chance here before the checkered flag falls, and he can manage to set another lap. Like I say, quite a bit of work to do, though. He wants to challenge anywhere near. He doesn't have much work to do if he wants to gain the position on Luis Castro. Luis Castro, though, is still out, but he's not gaining on his lap time, but neither is Kamal for right now. Plenty of lap to go, though, to gain a couple tenths. Not only that, he only needs to gain 200ths to overtake Luis Castro. So far, though, not quite managing it. He's not far off the pace, only about a 10th. Only takes one error to ruin this lap. This lap could mean everything. Well, not everything. This could mean the difference between a realistically 5th and 6th position, potentially a 4th position if he can push the wheels off this car. Is the 10th up? Like I say, only needs to be a 10th up. Doesn't need really much more than that. We see the AM cars coming out on track now. The 419 car leading the way for them. But that's not here nor there. See here, Kamal coming across the line. Can he make an improvement on his time? Currently sitting on in P6. Doesn't have to improve much. Doesn't. Stays in P6. Luis Castro, at the skin of his teeth, manages to keep that P5. Reg King is in the pits. Carlos Guzman on a lap still. Coming across the line very soon. Has to gain about 3/10. A little bit over that to overtake George Elmer. Coming across the line. He will be making an improvement, but not enough for the position, unfortunately. And my boy Blue here in the Ginetta, leading the way into the pit lane and giving the way to the 129 car, the AMG of Jose Guzman, who will be in the lead Wait, what am I doing here? These are also pros. I thought these were AMs. My bad. Here we go. This is the first AM, the 808, Patty Doring. Now heading into the Tambourillo chicane. Trying to spot the braking point. What? I hit the wrong button. No one was ready for that. Chase Donnelly. Pushing quite hard. I don't think I was on board with Chase Donnelly, but we are now. He's going to be starting his lap. So sure, we'll ride along with him. Why not? Now trying to spot his braking point for the Tambourillo chicane. Braking at the little slip road on the right-hand side. Looking for that apex, kissing it very nicely. A little bit too much curb on the inside. Bit of hesitation on the throttle. The Porsche, though, extremely easy to oversteer. Now, coming through, not the Schumacher S's, even though I always think these are the Schumacher S's. They are the Villeneuve chicane. And into Tosa. Coming up the hill into Piartella. Chase Donnelly with a fairly tidy lap so far. No big errors. Bit of a hesitation back onto the throttle there. Oh, that's a big error. That's going to be an invalidation there from John Donnelly. Goes way too deep into Aqua Minerale there. Charles Wembley with a car right on his tail. Definitely not ideal for really either driver. Charles Wembley, though, up into 8th position. And the car behind him is the 55 car there of George Schutte. George Schutte. Not going to back off. 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. So plenty of time to make an improvement. Runs a bit wide. I just want to take this lap. Gain a good little bit of space, and that looks like what he's going to be doing. Just take it easy on this one. And prepare for next lap. Patrick Malesa coming across the line here. Currently down in P25 and actually just starting their lap. See the 410 here of John Hawley. Rounding the final 2 corners now. Well, rounding's an overstatement. Going into the gravel just a tiny bit. Let's see, will that be a valid lap? No, I don't think it will. 419 car here of Kevin Rivera, though, I think will be a valid lap. Currently 202 off the pace and slams his way up to 3rd position. Very nice lap from Kevin Rivera. 151.9. Pole position currently from Kyle Hampshire, 150.6. And Bob Robson quite a bit off the pace. Though in these past few races we've seen Kyle Hampshire has an extremely rapid qualifying pace, but in race it just doesn't quite translate. It's still a rapid race pace, but it's not that 5/10 above Bob Robson that you would not would expect, but that you would hope for from a qualifying like that. I do expect Bob Robson to be sticking with him for most of the race, if not taking that position as he did in the last race. Patty Doring here. Down in P20, pushing along. The number 10 car here of John Donnelly. That Camaro. Bit of an oversteer moment on exit. And pushing across the line, will there be an improvement? Currently 4.8 off the pace, goes 4.3 off the pace, and does manage to make up, looks like, one position from that over RF, Rookie F. Pottsweaver trying to push along, but I don't think he's going to be making an improvement on this lap. That is all right. Kevin Rivera here is, though, currently 1.5 seconds, now 1 second off of pole position. Slowly but surely chipping away. Could potentially take Bob Robson. Has about 2 more laps to get a smasher of a lap in. 2 more laps if he chooses to, that is. And Charles Wembley here, down in P14. Actually did invalidate this lap. Seth Lincoln here coming across the line on a really big improvement. Currently down in P27. Goes to P28. Must have been an invalid improvement. Has 1 more shot at it, though. Think he can manage that. Managed to do it last lap, he can manage to do it again. That would put a pretty big improvement on his time. Push him up to about P20. 24, roughly. P25. Yeah, P24 more than likely, even in P23. But he does have to repeat that performance without invalidating. We'll see if he can manage that by the end of the session. See, number 30 car, Kyle Busch, who is not on a valid lap. Patty Doring is on a valid lap, and it doesn't look like he's on much of an improvement or not an improvement, so about even with his delta. We'll see as he's going to be pushing across the line where he ends up. Currently down in P23, coming across the line. Looks like he stays in P23. And he will have 1 more attempt at it. Second to last driver crossing the line. Well, he won't have another attempt because he went off, but Justin Seckham will have another attempt. None of these cars will, though. Seth Lincoln, as he did have that massive improvement last lap, but did manage to invalidate. We'll see if he can carry that into the next lap. Currently on an improvement. Can he manage a big one, though? Currently down in P29. Comes across the line and nothing happened. What? I guess he invalidated. It was a 4/10 improvement. No, actually, I just don't think he had enough in him. Oh, wow. Very close between 27, 28, and 29 there. 661 here. See, how are they doing? Not quite on an improvement this lap. A few more cars to go before we come to the end of this qualifying session and get into the second and final race here of tonight. Round 2 of the Rookie Series here at Trackalicious. And Pottsweaver, that'll be the end of his qualifying session. A few more cars to go. Justin Seckham being one of them. I think it's Justin Seckham, and then followed up by the number 3 car there of Charles Wembley. The only 2 cars on a valid lap. I think that 29 car on the track, I do not think is on a valid lap. I could be wrong, but I don't think he crossed the line in time. Coming across the line, in P10 currently is Justin second. Puts him up into P6. Very nice lap. And into the race session we go. We had a lot of battling here in the yeah, Crispy, I was late. Sorry about that. I'm great at what I do. That's for sure. But that's okay. We're here nonetheless. Appreciate the love. See here. Get a good camera angle. Good enough camera angle. And we see, starting in P1 here, we have Kyle Hampshire starting P1 both races. Bob Robson lining up next to him in both as well. Kevin Rivera taking that third slot. Lining up next to Kevin Rivera will be Reggie King in the 44 Audi. We have Mike Burkov in the number 74 car. Justin Seckham in P6 in the 103. Luis Castro in P7. Kamal in P8. Potts Weaver in P9. George Elmer in P10. Carlos Guzman in P11. TJ Washed in P12. Kyle Busch in P11. Charles Wembley in P... Wait. Did I say P12? Kyle Busch in P13. Charles Wembley in P14. Milos Tansky in P15. Dario Maltini in P16. Ricardo Sapien in P17. John Hawley P18. Jeremy Kubich P19. Dan Vasosa P20. Stephen Tomczyk P21. Stephen Henson P22. Patty Doring in P23. John Donnelly in P24. Professor Canonis in P25. Casey Schutte. Excuse me. No Casey Schutte. Professor Canonis P25. Chase Donnelly in P26. Niall Schleter in P27. My boy Blue in P28. Seth Lincoln P29. Rookie F in P30. Gaines Madsen, excuse me, in P31. George Schutte in P32. Patrick Malace in P33. Omar Schraff in P34. Alexander in P35. Jose Guzman in P36. And JP May in P37. How do you pronounce that, Zach? Is it oh man, I don't know. It is like the first day of school. Except I have no one here how to tell me how to say their name. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. So let me look at that again. Okay, Shiwa. Yeah, that's very wrong, I would imagine, but we'll see. If he's alright with it, I'm alright with it. All the cars are now underway on their formation lap here for race 2 of the Rookie League. See cars swerving all over, getting heat into their tires very aggressively. Laying rubber down. Assist Winshi. Oh, man. Alright. We'll stick with Andre. Or, excuse me, not Andre. It's Alexander. Andre is a different driver. There's a lot of drivers. 38. There are 37 now in this race. In the league, though, I think we have a full league. But that doesn't mean that you can't sign up. You can always sign up as a reserve driver, which means that you can get in here on non-full races, which is pretty much all of them. We've never actually had a full race. So if we did, that would be sick. Sign up as a reserve driver. Maybe we can make that happen. I will put a link here. Exclamation Sim Grid, where you can check that out. go and check out our sim grid where we have all sorts of events. We have endurance racing, we have cup cars starting up soon. It's actually starting up this week, in fact. We have Rookie League, obviously, Sunday GT3, Thursday multi-class racing. It's a good time over here at Trackalicious. We do a lot of racing. Sunday Pro Series as well. So now, drivers getting ready here to get underway. Pack will have to close up a good bit before we have the opportunity. Should see, yep, the front runners here lining up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation at this point. Rounding the final few corners onto the start-finish straight. It is a good bit before we get underway, though. Always a surprisingly long wait. Drivers now eager to get underway, all lined up. We see one car in the pits. That's the 129 car of Jose Guzman. But everybody else rolling down the start-finish straight here. Kyle Hampshire leading the way. Bob Robson behind. We see another car with Professor Kenotis in the pits there. I think he just joined. No, he didn't. I don't know why he's in the pits. We're green here at Immola for the second time, and it's a great start from Bob Robson. Bob Robson making heavy pressure side-by-side action from behind Kyle Rivera and, Reggie King and Kevin Rivera. Oh, and there's contact. Bob Robson spinning around into the gravel trap. That's going to give him a massive disadvantage. Bob Robson's getting swamped positions now. Other drivers making it through cleanly so far. That contact, though, between Kyle Hampshire and Bob Robson, very unfortunate. Puts him all the way back down to P13. Rejoining the track, though, we see side-by-side action up ahead. TJ Washed trying to make a move here onto Carlos Guzman. Trying to go long. Oh, and he's round. Everyone I go to is round. Little bit of an assisted spin, and we see a BMW, Patrick Malace, as well in the gravel. Heavy pressure here from the McLaren Maltini. Trying to make a move around the long way. Extremely nice overtake there onto Charles Wembley. Oh, and there's some RG bar. There's some bumping and banging absolutely everywhere. And that car is extremely round. That was the car of, I actually have no idea who. It didn't show a yellow for me for some reason. But regardless, they're round and there's side-by-side action behind them. This isn't going to end well. Yep, 2 doesn't go into 1 in Variante Alta. Kyle Busch taking the advantage there, but unfortunately Milos losing out massively. Omar Ashraf, what the heck is going on, guys? Chill. It's 20 minutes on the clock, but, you know, 20 minutes, we got a drive-through penalty from Andrea. Is it Andrea? No, it's not. It's Alexander, if I'm right? Holy send from the freaking Porsche behind her. Is that an Aston? It's an Aston. That's quite the send. Madsen there. Okay, George Schutte going to be trying to take that position back from him. As we go into T1, he's going to have the disadvantage. Drive-through penalty not being served just yet by that 29 position. And what the? That's not. Oh, no. You can't park there. That's not how you do T1. George Schutte not going to be too happy about that one, I would imagine. TJ Washed still stranded, unfortunately. John Hawley, though, side by side with Kyle Busch. It's an AMG. No, it's AMG and Aston Martin. So, yes, it is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch down the inside of not Aqua Minerales. We're going to be going into Aqua Minerale here. Kyle Busch with the disadvantage. John Hawley ahead for right now. Chuvik? Okay. Yellow flag? No, we're good. I guess everyone has chosen a different racing line. The racing line is now off the track out of Variante Alta. As long as everybody agrees on it, I guess it's not a penalty, right? No, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Justin Seckham no longer under pressure. Was for a matter of a second. Luis Castro absolutely blowing by him. Or, excuse me, other way around. Justin Seckham blowing by Luis Castro. We got some fan rivalry in chat. Whoa. Chemo down here in P6. Trying to get that overtake onto Luis Castro. Well, we'll pretend like we didn't see that. Not tonight, he's not. Sounds like a threat. This is a scrap between the AM plates and the Pro plates. It's actually really cool to see. That's Bob Robson there just in the mirror. It's P2 starter. Down in P8 after that bit of contact in T1 with Kyle Hampshire. Trying to make a move there onto Potts Weaver. Potts Weaver isn't going to let him by that easily. McLaren on McLaren action. And we'll see. This might turn into a bit of an at least, yeah, 2 wide here. We do see the BMW defending the inside just a little, the AMG. Oh, no, Bob Robson. Ay. Luckily, Potts Weaver giving his bro a little helping hand. McLaren Love right there pushing him right back on track. Well, not on, he was already on the track, but right, you know what I'm trying to say, in the right direction. Ooh, and we see more side-by-side action. Come on, trees, get the heck out of the way. Oh! George Elmer's round. Was that Niall Schleter or was that Charles Wembley? I think that was Charles Wembley. Guys. Like the sloppiest rookie race we've seen so far. Which honestly is kind of saying something. Because, like, while this is sloppy, it's not, it's not like the endurance race one. So, we're doing it. Mistakes happen. Everyone's learning. Very low competitive series. Or low competition. If anything, no competition, I would say. Which is what makes it fun. We're just driving to drive here. We got 37 drivers on the grid. Driving some GT4s. Having a good time. That's what we want to see here tonight. 12 minutes left on the clock. It's some Maserati on Maserati action behind, but I don't think these two are too eager to get a move done on each other. There might be a little bit of team orders happening. Well, actually, I don't know. That looks like an attack. He's going to be trying to make a move down the inside. Is Ricardo Sapien onto Daniel Versosa, and Daniel Versosa actually is just letting him by. So, oh, no, he's not. He's going for the switchback. What a move. Versosa. Slippery. Looking like he just let the position, basically just let Sapien have it, but Sapien absolutely fooled into that one. Hook, line, and sinker. Daniel Versosa keeps that position. Bob Robson has managed to get... No, he hasn't, actually. Still stuck behind Potts Weaver and now stuck behind Mike Burkov as well. That dispatches Potts Weaver in the traffic. Yes, it does. Bob Robson manages to get by his fellow McLaren. Now looking up ahead, we have a Maserati that needs to get overtaken. That would have been a good opportunity, but he was just too far behind, unfortunately. Oh, shoot. What the heck? Dario looked like he maybe got a little bit too much curb there and ended up pirouetting and then getting collected, unfortunately, by the very, very green BMW behind. Oh, never mind. BMW caught too much curb and sent... Oh, and the Maserati just ate the wall. That's going to be some damage that he did not need to sustain, unfortunately, but was quite unavoidable. Fastest lap right now, a 150.9. Kyle Hampshire lapping last lap at a 151.0. Oh, and Bob Robson's been involved in another incident with Potts Weaver. Is this due to sheer impatience, or was it an honest mistake? Let's see. Trying to go for the switch. Oh, that is down to sheer impatience. Ah, Bob. That's all right. There's always races in the future. And then what happened here with Carlos Guzman? I see a yellow flag. Carlos Guzman was off the track there for a good bit. Ooh, okay, it was back. That's a very damaged car. Oh, and then it's even more damage now. Well, I don't know what happened, but doesn't look good. He did manage to rejoin the track safely, but losing out a lot of time and positions, unfortunately. Kyle Hampshire with a very, very solid lead. 7 seconds, about 7, yeah, just over 7 seconds to Kevin Rivera. Reggie King, about a 3-second gap to Kevin Rivera. Ricardo Sapien, I think, just got by John Hawley. Got some love for the Donnelly brothers. I don't think the Donnellys, I think, actually, John Donnelly and Chase Donnelly, both P14 and P15 respectively. Solid race from them, honestly. Quite the chain of cars, and I see a move there from a McLaren in the back. Oh, that wasn't the McLaren. That's the McLaren. There we go. Didn't get the move done. And I'm not sure if I caught a flash of the lights or if that was a brake light. I think that was a brake light. Not that it matters. Are we going to have 4 wide on the straight? Just about. They want to go 4 wide for some reason. Omar Ashraf getting involved with that. Getting lapped and out of the way quite safely. Definitely did not want to be involved in that, and I do not blame him. I would not either. Certainly a less... Oh, speaking of less than ideal situations. Oh, man, there's a lot of contact in this race. Some bumping and banging all around. I don't think anyone has a clean bumper at this point. Maybe, I think only Kyle Hampshire, who hasn't had an opportunity to get into a collision, really. Squid washing up his squid with his emote. Love that emote. Potts Weaver is round again? What happened here? That's Bob Robson behind. Did Bob Robson make contact again? Oh, man. That was not a gap. I think Bob Robson just a little bit frustrated with the way this race has gone. Starting in P2 and getting involved in multiple incidents. Still in P8 somehow. Quite impressive. But I don't think he would agree with me on that statement. Definitely not going to be thrilled. Ooh. Got a bit of an opportunity here from Nause onto Potts Weaver. Actually, might be a little bit too far back. It'd have to be quite the send if he didn't do it. Or if he did do it. I think Cozy can. Cozy can. Thank you for the follow. Oh, and that's going to be the opportunity right there that Nause needed, I think. Or excuse me, other way around, Daniel Versosa needed to get by Nause. It's Maserati on Maserati action, but then Daniel Versosa makes a mistake, and immediately Nause responds and gets that position back. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, just about. Boy Blue getting almost out of the way. Wait. That was Chase Donnelly. Chase Donnelly getting out of the way almost there for Tansky. I think we just missed an overtake there. Jose Guzman getting by George Schutte. George Schutte down in P21, not the race he would want to have after getting collected, unfortunately, in that, I think it was a lap 1 incident, lap 1, lap 2 incident. Very early on, that's all I know. Really tricky to make a recovery drive from there. Ooh, that was a lot of curb from that Porsche. Almost unsettling the rear end, but Chase Donnelly skilled enough to manage to keep that under control. Jose Guzman, what's happened here? He's going slow. Go back and check it out. What the send? If he didn't get hit from behind, okay, considering he's waiting, I think he knows he messed up there. Who was that? Was that Patrick Malaise? No, it was a Camaro. Rookie F? Yeah, it was Rookie F. Little bit of murder on Rookie F right there. No denying that. Jeremy Cubbage trying to make a move on to George Elmer while also simultaneously defending from George Schutte. It's a very tricky thing to do. Attacking the big old Camaro, and that's going to be a really good run from George Schutte. Can George Schutte manage to make anything happen here? Into Villeneuve chicane. Had to tuck out and be satisfied with where he is right now in P22, unfortunately. Mike Burkov, I think, just made an overtake, and also Bob Robson going side by side. Luis Castro, what the heck is going on here? We see some hard racing going on. Oh, some really hard racing. Oh, some really, really hard. Oh, Bob Robson. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have anything to say. Less than ideal. I think that's what I gotta say. Not sure when, but TJ washed. I think he came in the pits a while ago. Did end up retiring. 2.5 minutes left to go in this race. You really hate to see it. That's kind of... I mean, I don't want to say you hate to see it from someone who's at that level, but those are some pretty amateur mistakes, in my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, though. So, yeah. I'm not a steward. There's no stewarding in this league. But yeah, I'll leave it to you to judge. That's all. Jeremy Cubbage pressuring George Elmer quite heavily. George Elmer actually even pressured into a little bit of a mistake there. It's not quite going to give Cubbage the opportunity he wants to get the job done. My boy Blue, though, making a move, the little Janetta that could onto the big old Camaro. John Donnelly going to try to fight back, though. Has a look. Leader is now on the final lap. It's going to be Kyle Hampshire. Has quite the gap to, is that last place? Oh, what has happened here? Mike Burkov involved. Oh, Mike Burkov and Patrick Malace, I think, just had a little bit of an off-track excursion. Chase Donnelly, I think, getting overtaken there by Milo Stansky. Daniel Versosa in the Maserati. There's going to be some Maserati on Maserati action once again. Can he get the job done? Now Schlieder leaves a gap, but a very small one that you would have to be extremely bold. You basically have to be Ayrton Senna to make that gap even worth thinking about. Mike Burkov pressuring George Schutte here. Gonna have to take the long way. George Schutte going very defensive into T1. He's gonna run extremely deep. That's gonna compromise his exit. We'll see if Mike Burkov can manage to get him here into the Villeneuve section. Gonna tuck into the inside. Nope, he doesn't quite have the momentum he's looking for to get the job done. Just yet, at least. Although, right now, we do see coming across the line Kyle Hampshire dominating both races. First place in race 1 and first place in race 2. Quite the commanding finish there. See Kevin Rivera with a P2. Excellent result from him. Quite thrilled, as you can see by the swerving Reggie King coming across the line. P3. Justin Seckham is going to be pushing quite hard as Kamal, not too far behind, finishes P5, but Justin Seckham secures that P4 position. Luis Castro is about 10 seconds behind now. Coming across the line with Bob Robson, hot in pursuit, and Bob Robson taking a look on the outside. This is going to come down to like a photo finish. Not really, actually. It wasn't as close as I thought. But Luis Castro finishes P6, Bob Robson P7, Potts Weaver P8, Daniel Versosa is going to manage to get that P9. John Hawley in P10. Let's take a look at this battle with Jose Guzman and Mike Burkov. Yeah, that is. Jose Guzman has the line right now, but Mike Burkov has the drive. That Maserati's raw power is going to out-drag him across the line. He blocks him. And I think Mike Burkov is going to get it done over Jose Guzman there. Coming across the line, we have Gaines Madsen not too far behind. Andrew closing in, but I don't think he's going to have the opportunity, unfortunately. And no, he will not. Pushing across the line for that P28 position, and that will be the end of race 2. So we will start to gather. We'll grab Kyle. Hey Kyle, how's it going? I'm not even in the wasn't even in the Discord. How's it going, Kyle?
Alright, Mark, how you doing, man?
Good. Dude, great races.
Cheers, man. I just had to go back and watch the replay to see if it was my fault what happened on turn 1, but I think it was just racing instant.
I think so too.
Yeah, good racing from Bob though. That first race was a tough one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you
Sorry
guys
if I
had some
sound
scrap.
a bit dodgy as well, by the way. My voice is going, so
Don't
yeah,
worry
it's not
about it.
so good.
So is mine. I commentated a 6-hour race 2 days ago. My throat's not doing too great myself.
Yeah, respect to you, man. Sorry, I interrupted you. What was you saying earlier?
Nothing. I was just saying good job. I'm trying to locate people, so
They'll be down there somewhere.
they're all spread out. I don't think our P2 for this race is in. Got P3? I should know this. I should take a screenshot before.
I think it was Rivera P2, wasn't it? But even I can't remember who was P3.
Rivera was P2, but I don't
Hang on,
see
I'm still
him.
in replay. I might be able to find out. Hang on.
See Rivera in the
Ah, no, so the
Discord.
server reset, never mind.
Well, if anyone knows, let me know in chat. But yeah, Bob Robson, unfortunately, I think he had a chance to get back to the podium, but he kind of got a little impatient in the race,
It's
unfortunately.
very difficult to overtake here as well. And if he gets stuck in a fight with Castro, obviously we saw how that went all last season. So that'll last the race length no matter what position on the grid they are. So
Yeah.
and that's what looked like it happened because I think they both finished next to each other on the grid. So yeah, it's very difficult to get past here.
Rivera says he's in Discord. Where are you, Kevin? Can you move yourself into the green room? If I know who you are. I'm assuming your name isn't representative of your Discord name. You're in rookie chat? What is rookie chat?
Okay. I don't even know what that is. I thought we was on the same Discord.
You mean the chat? If you can join the green room, which should be towards the top, that would be, I could see you there. Yeah, you're gonna have to join a voice channel so I can move you. Can't move you if you're just in a chat channel.
Go in Garage 1. Be the easiest one to find.
Yeah. We get there? No? Yeah.
Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, there we go. I see Kevin. Okay. We have our P2 finisher. P2 and P3 of race 1. Kevin?
Mike's muted, Kevin.
Can you hear me,
Yes, we
you
can.
guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, finally.
Dude, nice race. You managed to secure that P2 in race 2 and P3 in race.
Man, I couldn't even believe it, especially that first race coming from the back towards at least 6. I was so happy about that.
Yeah, dude, you basically just drove your race. You didn't even like have any battles really, I feel like.
No, I mean, towards the end of race 1, I had it with P5, but race 2, I was alone. Kyle was just at another pace. He wouldn't slow down for me.
Come on, Kyle.
Throttle was stuck. I couldn't. The throttle was stuck.
But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
it's a bunch of fun people to race with. That's for sure. It's my first time in this league.
Yeah, awesome. I'm happy to have you here. And great result for your first time being here. So,
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
and who got P3? Do you know who got P3 in this race? No. All right. That's
I have
fine.
no idea.
That's
Sorry.
fine. If P3 knows who they are, and
It was King. if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I think you are
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yes, I don't. Is Reggie King in here? I don't think so. That's all right. Well, Reggie King with third position, great guy. But yeah. So I don't know. I guess Eric isn't going to be joining us in this one. It'll
No,
be
he had to shoot after the first race for soccer, I think.
lame. Went to go from sports to sports. Well, fair enough. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. I think be wrapping this one up here.
No, I'm pretty tired out after that one, man. I need to get to bed. My
Fair
voice
enough.
is killing me.
Fair
Same
enough.
here. Pretty late over here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, where are you from? UK based?
No, I'm on the States. It's
Oh,
around
right. Okay. Never mind.
10,
Maybe
30.
not as late as me then.
No,
25
yeah,
past 3.
not that late.
Isn't it early for
Okay.
you, Kyle?
We're not going into technicalities. It's late. I'm tired.
Alrighty. Well, I'll let you get to bed. And Kevin, thanks for joining us. And great results.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Have a good
Thanks
night.
as always for streaming.
Yeah,
Cheers,
no
man.
problem.
Good night.
Yeah, have a good night.
Bye bye.
And we are now going to send the raid over to Race Zeus. He is going to be. Where'd he go? I had it open. Doing some LFM spa. So, whoa. Well, spoilers. Make sure you guys go follow him and say hi to him. Got cool racing setup and actually a really cool UI. Like a dope UI. So, go check him out. Hydrate. Yes, thank you. I will be thoroughly hydrating afterwards, trust me. But have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. And I will see you guys in the next one.